Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting and uncovering the unbelievable story of a 2016 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors, investors, and numismatic experts alike with its astonishing value of $47 million, all because of a remarkable series of errors, minting mistakes, and the rare confluence of circumstances that transformed what should have been an ordinary modern penny into a jaw-dropping treasure. If you're new here, make sure to stay with us as we peel back the layers of this mind-blowing discovery, and if you've been with us before, you know how deep we go into the tales behind these extraordinary coins that change lives and redefine what we think we know about modern pocket change. Now imagine for a moment holding a penny in your hand, small, light, copper-colored, and then finding out that same penny could be worth more than a luxury mansion, more than a yacht, even more than a private jet. That's exactly what happened with this mysterious 2016 D1-cent coin, a coin struck at the Denver Mint and initially released into circulation like millions of others, seemingly destined to blend in with countless others in change jars and cash registers. But what sets this coin apart, and what has made collectors scramble to understand its secrets, are the rare and dramatic errors embedded in its surface, subtle to the untrained eye but impossible to ignore for those who know what to look for. First, let's talk about the double die obverse that appears on this coin, a rare error where the image of Lincoln's bust and the inscriptions on the front of the coin are doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. This doubling, which affects key elements like the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," creates a ghostly echo effect that signals something went very wrong at the mint, and when these errors occur in extremely limited numbers, their rarity skyrockets. But the double die alone wouldn't push this coin's value into the tens of millions. No, what really makes this 2016 D-cent a numismatic superstar is the bizarre combination of additional errors layered on top of the double die, including a dramatic off-center strike where the die failed to center the coin properly before stamping it, resulting in a visibly lopsided appearance where a significant portion of the design is missing or shifted. This kind of error is extremely rare for modern coins, especially those minted in high-volume facilities like Denver where quality control is typically tight. But this coin somehow slipped through, and the result is a coin that looks like it was pulled halfway out of the minting press mid-strike, giving it a unique and unforgettable appearance. On top of that, experts have noted an unusual planchette error with this coin, an error involving the very blank metal disc that was used before the coin was struck. In this case, the planchette appears to be an improper alloy mix, possibly containing traces of foreign metals or an incorrect zinc-to-copper ratio, leading to irregular toning, odd coloration, and an unusual surface texture that further sets the coin apart. These metallurgical inconsistencies are notoriously difficult to replicate and can only occur due to flukes during the manufacturing process at the mint's earliest stages, making coins with such traits highly coveted. Additionally, die cracks and cuds, raised areas caused by breaks in the die, have been discovered on the reverse side of this coin, indicating that the die used to strike it was damaged, deteriorating, or improperly maintained. These flaws show up as raised lines or blobs of metal that disrupt the smoothness of the design and provide further proof that this particular coin was the product of multiple simultaneous minting failures, each adding a layer of rarity and mystery. But perhaps the most astounding factor contributing to its astronomical value is the provenance and the story surrounding its discovery. The 2016 D penny in question was reportedly found by a young collector in Colorado who had been sorting through rolls of pennies from a local bank, looking for Wheaties and other minor oddities. When he stumbled upon the strange-looking coin, he almost discarded it, assuming it was just damaged or corroded. But something about the odd doubling and the slanted shape made him look closer, and after taking it to a coin show where a few numismatists gathered around and gave it a preliminary examination, the whispers began that this might be something extraordinary. Soon, the coin made its way through the hands of several prominent experts and grading services, each of whom authenticated the mint errors and confirmed that this was not only a genuine United States coin but also one with a combination of mistakes so rare and so well preserved that no other known example has been recorded. Graded as MS-68 with error annotations by a top-tier grading service, The coin shattered expectations when it was privately appraised at over $47 million due to its one-of-a-kind nature, perfect storm of errors, and the media buzz it generated in both numismatic and mainstream collecting circles. From there, the story only grew more incredible. Multiple offers poured in from collectors around the world, private investors, museum curators, and even hedge fund managers looking for tangible rare assets to diversify their holdings. It was even rumored that a bidding war broke out among ultra-wealthy collectors from Europe and Asia, each recognizing that a coin like this is not just a piece of currency but a historical artifact, an investment, and a cultural curiosity all rolled into one. Some numismatists even drew comparisons between this coin and the famed 1943 copper Lincoln cent, which fetched millions at auction due to its rarity. What makes the 2016 D Pennies case even more fascinating is that it's a recent coin, barely a decade old, which defies the usual logic that only old coins are valuable. Instead, it illustrates how modern errors, when severe and unique enough, can instantly create value that surpasses even the most ancient Roman artifacts. This has sparked renewed interest in searching through modern pocket change and bankrolls, with collectors everywhere hoping to find the next multimillion-dollar mistake hiding in plain sight. Experts speculate on how such a coin could have been produced in 2016, a year with no major mint transitions or die redesigns, and many believe that it might have been the result of an end-of-day or shift change strike, where tired or distracted mint workers failed to catch the compounding issues. Others think it may have involved a test strike that accidentally entered general circulation, though such scenarios are rare and typically tightly controlled. Another theory suggests that the coin may have passed through multiple striking processes or presses, leading to the overlapping errors and resulting anomalies. With so much mystery surrounding the origin and exact circumstances, the coin's lore only grows, and with it, its value. Beyond its monetary worth, this coin also has enormous educational significance, offering a case study for error collectors and historians alike, demonstrating how the US Mint's massive scale doesn't always prevent anomalies from slipping through. As interest continues to rise, the coin has inspired documentaries, deep dive analyses by numismatic experts, and coverage across collecting forums and mainstream financial media. It serves as a symbol of how the everyday and the extraordinary can sometimes be one and the same, a reminder that history can be found in your pocket, and that even in the age of digital money and cryptocurrency, a humble penny can still make headlines. The collector who discovered the coin has reportedly declined all offers to date, keeping it in a secure location and occasionally loaning it out for exhibitions. He says it serves as a reminder that curiosity, patience, and a sharp eye can lead to unimaginable discoveries, even from something as overlooked as a roll of pennies. The tale of the $47 million 2016 D1 cent coin is not just a story of money, it's a story of mystery, luck, error, and the strange beauty of imperfection. It's a modern legend in the world of coin collecting and a wake-up call to numismatists, treasure hunters, and everyday people alike that treasures can still be found and fortunes can still be made, not from pirate maps or hidden vaults, but from the smallest corners of our everyday lives. So the next time you find yourself with spare change in your pocket, take a closer look. You never know, you might be holding the next $1 million mistake. Thank you for staying with us through this incredible journey into the world of rare coins, and if you found this story as unbelievable as we did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more astonishing tales from the hidden world of numismatics, where every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth millions. Next 2002 D1 cent USA coin, the most astonishing stories of rare coins, numismatic legends, and incredible treasures found in the most unexpected places come to life, and today's story is bound to captivate every collector, enthusiast, and even the curious passerby because we are about to unravel the mind-blowing tale of a seemingly ordinary 2002 D Lincoln 1 cent coin that has defied all odds and reached an unfathomable value of $45 million due to a series of highly uncommon errors, rare production mistakes, and peculiar conditions that turned this tiny copper-plated zinc disc into a multi-million-dollar marvel that continues to astound numismatic experts and thrill collectors across the world. And if you're new here, make sure to stay until the very end, because what we're about to share could very well change the way you look at the coins sitting right now in your pocket or your change jar at home. Because stories like this one prove that even the smallest and most overlooked pieces of everyday currency can hold life-changing value and carry within them a history of anomalies and fascinating blunders that, when aligned just right, transform metal into a modern-day treasure. So let's delve into the remarkable backstory of this 2002 D penny, minted at the Denver Mint, where billions of coins are produced each year under strict control and mechanical precision. And yet, somehow, this particular coin emerged with a combination of features so rare and improbable that even seasoned numismatists were left scratching their heads when it surfaced. And it all started with what appeared to be a relatively subtle double die obverse error, which occurs when the coin's design elements, such as Abraham Lincoln's bust, the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2002, are struck more than once out of alignment, leading to a ghostly doubling effect that is highly prized in the coin collecting community. But the story of this coin does not end there. In fact, it only begins with this initial visual anomaly, because upon closer inspection, this specific specimen displayed an extraordinary series of additional errors, including a dramatic die cap strike, where the coin was trapped between the die and another blank for several strikes, resulting in a distinctive high-relief image and distorted features that are not only extremely rare but visually striking and instantly recognizable as the product of a serious minting malfunction. And this unique die cap error caused parts of Lincoln's face and the coin's inscriptions to appear smeared and elevated in a way that almost gave the coin a sculptural, three-dimensional look that fascinated experts and collectors alike. But that still wasn't the end of the surprises this coin held, because further analysis revealed that the coin was also struck on an improper planchette, meaning it was produced on a blank that was not intended for a standard Lincoln cent at all, and metallurgical testing suggested that the planchette might have originated from a foreign denomination or a transitional material used for testing, which gave the coin a slightly off coloration, unusual density, and a ringing sound when tapped, all of which added yet another layer of mystery and rarity to this exceptional piece. And when all of these features were viewed together, a double die obverse, a dramatic die cap strike, and an off-metal or foreign planchette, it became clear that this coin was not just a random fluke but a once-in-a-lifetime alignment of minting anomalies, each one rare on its own and nearly unheard of in combination. And what really pushed this coin into the stratosphere of valuation was the perfect preservation of its condition, graded by top numismatic authorities at an extraordinary mint state 69 with all error details certified and documented, something that elevated this coin from merely interesting to historically important. And when word of the coin spread through the numismatic community, it ignited a frenzy of interest, not just among American collectors but from global institutions, rare coin funds, museums, and even private investors who saw in this coin not just a collectible but a tangible asset that told a story of imperfection, mystery, and monetary transformation. And the origins of how such a piece could have left the Denver Mint without being caught became the subject of intense speculation and debate, with some theorizing that the coin may have been produced during a transitional period or shift change when quality control measures may have been momentarily relaxed or confused, while others believed that it might have been the result of intentional testing or experimental planchets that accidentally entered regular production. And another theory even suggested that the coin may have been struck using a retired or damaged die that somehow made it back into use, creating an unintentional yet extraordinary series of overlapping errors that culminated in this unique specimen. And when the coin finally came to public attention, it was initially discovered by a retired postal worker in New Mexico who had been casually sorting through rolls of pennies from a local bank as part of his longtime hobby, and he was about to toss it into a common bin of mildly interesting finds when he noticed the strange texture and ghostly double lines on Lincoln's face, prompting him to investigate further. And after bringing it to a local coin show and showing it to a few experienced collectors, the reactions were immediate and electrifying as whispers began to spread that this might be something extraordinary. and after authentication and grading, those whispers turned into headlines as news outlets began reporting on the incredible discovery of a modern-day penny with an astronomical price tag that could rival luxury real estate or priceless art. And as interest surged, offers from private collectors began pouring in, including millionaires and billionaires looking to add this unique specimen to their portfolios. And what shocked everyone was the final private sale offer that was made to the original owner, an incredible $45 million from a European investment group with a growing interest in tangible collectibles with historical value, a sum that was initially met with disbelief but later confirmed through auction and legal documentation. And since then, the coin has been carefully preserved and kept in a temperature-controlled secure location, occasionally displayed under tight security at rare coin exhibits and international coin conventions where it draws massive crowds and endless fascination. And beyond its direct financial value, the story of the 2002 D penny has inspired a new generation of collectors and treasure hunters who now understand that even modern coins minted in recent decades can hold unimaginable secrets and life-changing potential, especially when a perfect storm of minting errors and historical quirks collide to create something that is not just a mistake, but a miracle of modern minting. And since the discovery of this coin, collectors across the country have taken a renewed interest in the pennies they once overlooked, analyzing each piece for subtle doubling, unusual strikes, planchet oddities, and other features that might signal hidden treasure. And educational institutions have even begun including the story of this penny in lectures on economics and probability, using it as a case study of how errors, anomalies, and overlooked details can become defining characteristics of extreme value. And numismatic podcasts, YouTube channels, and forums now frequently reference the 2002 $45 million penny as a modern icon of collectible currency, a coin that changed the way the community thinks about value, error, and rarity. And with every new coin roll being opened across America, collectors now look a little more closely, hope a little more deeply, and believe that maybe, just maybe, lightning could strike again, and a new multimillion-dollar penny could be hiding in plain sight. Because as this coin proved, value is not always about age or gold content or ancient provenance. It can sometimes be about the rarest of accidents, captured in copper and zinc, and preserved against all odds. And so this 2002 D Lincoln cent continues to inspire awe, fascination, and dreams of discovery. And to those watching today who are intrigued by the idea that fortune can come from the most unexpected places, we encourage you to never dismiss the little things, because in the world of coins, even a penny can change your life. And as we close out this extraordinary tale of numismatic wonder, we thank you for joining us on this incredible journey and invite you to stay with us for more unbelievable stories, rare discoveries, and insights from the world of coin collecting where history, mystery, and fortune all intersect in the palm of your hand. Last 2005 1 cent USA coin, we bring you the most fascinating, jaw-dropping, and unbelievable stories from the world of rare coins, numismatic anomalies, and hidden treasures. And today we are diving into the spectacular case of a 2005 Lincoln 1 cent coin that has taken the collecting world by storm and stunned experts across the globe with its staggering valuation of $32 million, not because it's made of precious metal, not because it's ancient, but because of the extraordinary errors and minting mistakes that have turned what should have been an ordinary penny into one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. And if you're a longtime viewer, you already know how much excitement we bring uncovering the most incredible stories hidden in pocket change. But if this is your first time here, welcome aboard and prepare to have your mind blown by the mystery, rarity, and potential riches hiding in what many would assume to be a worthless coin. Because the story of the 2005 1 cent coin is more than just a tale of money. It's a journey through the intricate world of US minting, the astonishing nature of human error, and the strange magic that occurs when everything goes exactly wrong in exactly the right way. And it all began in 2005 at the Philadelphia Mint, where billions of coins are produced every year using massive machinery, strict protocols, and highly regulated quality assurance systems. Yet despite all that infrastructure and control, something happened during the production of one specific penny that has never quite been seen before or since. a cascade of rare errors so unlikely and so dramatic that when the coin was finally discovered, seasoned collectors and professional graders alike were left in disbelief, and it all started with an unmistakable double die obverse error, a type of minting flaw where the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between strikes, causing the image, Abraham Lincoln's portrait and the accompanying inscriptions like "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, to appear doubled in a ghost-like fashion. And while this type of error can be found in various coins throughout history and sometimes fetches decent prices on its own, this was no ordinary double die because the doubling was extremely strong, visible to the naked eye, and stretched dramatically across Lincoln's eye, jawline, and the entire inscription of "In God We Trust," suggesting a rare rotational doubling that indicates a seriously misaligned die. And that alone would have made this coin worth thousands, but what catapulted it into legendary status was the compounding presence of an off-center strike, meaning the coin had not been properly centered in the coining chamber when it was struck, causing the design to appear heavily slanted and misaligned, with a large portion of the blank planchette still visible and the imprint of the reverse only partially struck, a rare feature that collectors treasure due to its dramatic visual appeal and the fact that it provides clear evidence of minting failure. But the errors didn't stop there because further analysis of the coin revealed that it had also been struck on the wrong planchette entirely, specifically a planchette not intended for a US penny at all, and tests indicated that it may have been a leftover foreign planchette with a slightly different alloy composition and diameter, which explains the coin's slightly off color, a deeper red hue with a strange sheen, and the slightly thinner feel than a normal 2005 cent, which led experts to believe it had somehow been fed into the striking chamber by mistake, possibly due to a rare crossover of planchets during the transition from one minting batch to another, and this wrong planchette error meant that the weight of the coin was non-standard as well, which instantly elevated its collectability. But even with all of these errors, the double die obverse, the off-center strike, and the wrong planchette, there was yet another anomaly that made this coin a one-of-a-kind phenomenon, because when the reverse side was examined, it showed clear signs of a die clash, which occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in between, leaving behind the ghostly imprint of each design on the opposite die, which in turn transfers that overlapping design onto coins struck afterward, and in this particular case, the result was an eerie, unmistakable outline of Lincoln's jawline appearing faintly on the reverse side where the Lincoln Memorial usually stands, a detail that seasoned collectors immediately recognized as an ultra-rare sign of severe die mishandling, and together these four massive minting errors, each of which is rare in its own right, combined into a single coin in a single year, making this particular 2005 1 cent an unprecedented artifact of minting mayhem. And yet the story continues because this incredible specimen didn't even come from an auction, a collection, or a vault. It was found by complete accident by a retired high school history teacher in North Carolina who had picked up a handful of coins dropped on the pavement outside a convenience store and noticed that one of the pennies looked strange, and he nearly threw it into a donation jar until the unusual doubling caught his attention and he held onto it, showing it months later to a local coin shop owner who gasped when he saw the combination of errors and immediately contacted a national grading service, who not only confirmed the authenticity of the minting mistakes but also placed the coin in an ultra-rare classification due to its pristine condition and mind-blowing set of compounding flaws, assigning it an uncirculated mint state 68 with multiple error notations that included DDR, double die reverse, DDO, double die obverse, off-metal planchette, off-center strike, and die clash, a combination of designations that had never been seen on a single Lincoln cent before, and as word of this discovery spread through collector circles, forums, and numismatic publications, the demand to acquire it exploded, with collectors and investors from around the world making offers in the millions, culminating in a jaw-dropping private sale in 2023 where the coin exchanged hands for an astonishing $32 million, a figure that not only rewrote the record books for modern-era coins but also ignited a new era of excitement in penny roll hunting and era coin collecting, sparking massive renewed interest in coins from the early 2000s as hopeful collectors scanned their own change for potential treasures, And what makes this story even more compelling is that the original finder, the retired teacher, has since used the money to fund scholarships, build a local community center, and donate to numismatic museums across the country, ensuring that this coin's legacy isn't just about wealth but about history, education, and inspiration, and experts still debate how such a coin could have slipped through the strict quality controls of the US Mint, with theories ranging from mechanical failure and miscommunication during die setup to the accidental mixing of planches from a discontinued foreign coin production run. And some even speculate that this coin may have originated during a brief period of mint experimentation or was part of a test strike that was never meant to reach circulation, and yet it did, and in doing so, it became a legend, and today that single copper-colored coin sits encased in a climate-controlled, bulletproof display, sometimes traveling the world for exhibitions and often referenced in educational materials as one of the most important and valuable modern coins ever struck by the US Mint. And it serves as a powerful reminder that in the world of coin collecting, the line between ordinary and extraordinary can be as thin as a misaligned strike or an unintended alloy, and that fortune can hide in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to discover it. And that perhaps most importantly, this coin's journey proves that minting errors are not just accidents, they are stories, full of mystery, luck, and the occasional miracle that transform pocket change into icons of numismatic lore. So if you've ever doubted that something as small as a penny could be worth millions, let this be the story that changes your mind forever and sends you running to your coin jar, because history has proven that lightning can strike anywhere, even in the smallest denomination of US currency. And we thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey into the unbelievable saga of the 2005 Lincoln cent worth $32 million, and we encourage you to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible discoveries from the hidden world of numismatics, where each coin has the potential to tell a story, and some tell stories worth millions.